All right, so hopefully you guys watched the inequality video that I posted. We're going to look at a couple things just to verify. All right, so when we're dealing with inequalities, okay, you solve these the same way you solve an equation. So we solve the same way we solve equations. The only difference is the sign, okay? And there's a couple of different rules. All right, so remember these rules. When you multiply or divide by a negative, once you underline negative, you must flip the sign, okay? Gotta make sure we flip the sign. The sign has to be flipped, all right? Only when you multiply or divide by a negative, not when you add or subtract, okay? You have to flip the sign. That is like the only special rule there, okay? So with graphs, less than or greater than, okay, it is an open circle. So open circle with less than or greater than. With less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, it is a closed circle. Here is how I help to know the difference, okay? These don't have a little line under them. These do. It's almost like taking a little pencil. If I have a little pencil I can pick up and bubble in, it's going to be closed. If there's no pencil under here you can pick up and bubble in, it's not going to be closed, okay? So that's their graphs, all right? So make sure you remember that's their graphs. All right, so let's look at a couple of examples here. All right, I'm going to try to make these fairly easy. Let's say we have x minus 7 is less than or equal to negative 12. All right, now there is a negative, but I'm not multiplying or dividing. This is the same as a one-step equation. I want to get the x by itself, okay? So in order to do that, we solve this like we solve equations. First thing I would do is I would add 7 to both sides. So our first step here, we added 7 to both sides. And we had x. And again, you can draw your line here if that helps. Bring your sign down, less than or equal to, and negative 12 plus 7 is going to give me negative 5. Okay, here's the easiest way to graph. When I graph, I make 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. I put my solution in the middle, negative 5, and you go 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Is this open or closed? This will be closed because of my line. So I have a closed, and if you take this, remember we talked about the alligator eats the biggest number. If you take the alligator, you stick his tongue out, it'll tell you that we shade it to the left. Okay, now that method only works if the variable's on the left. The variable has to be on the left due to the stick out tongue method. Okay, I know that sounds goofy, but that's just how I just think it's an easy way to remember that. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's say I have negative 4y is less than 16. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do here, we're going to divide by negative 4 on both sides because this is multiplication, opposite multiplication division. Divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. What happened there? Okay, we divided by a negative, So we must flip the sign. Okay, because we divided by a negative. That means my sign is going to be less than now. Now it's going to be greater than. Okay, we bring down what's left, which is y. And 16 divided by -4 is -4. Okay, so when I graph that, I'll put my solution in the middle, put one to the left, one to the right. Open or close circle, this is going to be open. There's nothing here to fill this in. Take the alligator, stick his tongue out, tells me to shade to the right. Okay. So let's look at two-step. Let's look at a two-step one here. There we go. All right, now we're cooking. Let's see here. Good two-step, one that's not too difficult. Whoa, that was pretty difficult. All right, let's do this one. 2x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 24. Okay, now if you need to draw your line here, you can. So the first thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides, just like we would with an equation. Okay, so subtract 4. All right, and we do that. Those cancel. All we're left with is 2x. Bring your sign down. Don't bring down an equal sign. Bring the sign that's there down. Okay, 2x is greater than or equal to 20. And then it's just like we would with the one step. We would divide by 2, divide by 2. So the second thing we did here, we divide by 2. Do we flip the sign? No, we don't flip the sign. It's not a negative, okay? It's just a positive. And all that's left is x greater than or equal to 20 divided by 2 is 10. So if I was to graph that, I'm going to put 10 in the middle, put 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Open or close circle. It's closed because I have my little bar here. All right, which way do I shade? If you don't know which way to shade, take the alligator, stick his tongue out. Arrow points to the right, so we're going to shade to the right. All right. So hopefully that helps clarify the videos and gives you a few tips and tricks with dealing with inequalities.